So today I thought we'd talk about planetary magic. And I'll start by giving you a bit of a background and history, and then we'll move on to the subject itself, and we'll talk about what exactly it is and how it's practiced. And at the end, I'll list a whole heap of resources that you can use for planning and usage within your own rituals. Now, some of these are videos that I've specifically designed to be used within ritual, and they're full of symbolism, they have the right musical content, and they're designed to provide the right atmosphere for you to be able to work with these planets. So, somewhere way back in history, right at the beginning of time, man looked to the skies and he saw the sun and he saw the moon and he saw that some of these stars seemed to wander around the heavens. And these wandering stars, they thought, well, they're different to all the other stars. Perhaps they're gods. Now, the first records that tells us anything about people working with the planets comes from ancient Babylon in the 2nd millennium BCE. However, the Hellenistic Greeks ascribed the art of working with the planets and the stars to a certain sage known as Hermes Trismegistus. And Hermes Trismegistus is the Greek name for the Egyptian god Thoth. Now, the Greeks called the sun Helios and they called the moon Selene. And the 5 wandering stars they called Hermes, Aphrodite, Ares, Zeus and Kronos. The Romans, however, called them Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn. The moon they called Luna and the sun Sol. And they assigned to them various attributes and correspondences that defined the nature of that god. And so it's from the Romans that we get the names of the planets and many of the correspondences that we still use today. Now, the Greeks considered astrology to be at the cutting edge of science, and so this persisted right up into the medieval period and into medieval Britain and right up until the 17th century. And they consulted the stars and the planets for everything, for politics, for war, for medical purposes. You see, they believed that everything that happened in the heavens governed what happened here on Earth. And Earth, in some ways, was just a mere reflection of the heavens. And indeed, they considered that every human being had a copy of the cosmos inside. Now, you may be thinking, what a load of superstitious nonsense. But in fact, the grouping together of all these correspondences is very important. And it's important for those of us whose belief systems revolve around the natural world and work in harmony with those energies, natural energies that surround us. In effect, they've given us a template or a blueprint, if you like, that allow us to work in harmony with all of these natural forces. So let's move on now to how you do actually work with planetary magic. Each planet is thought of as being part of a greater consciousness, and each planet has its own spirits, intelligences, and correspondences. So each planet has associated with it a day of the week. And so for Sunday, it's the sun, and Monday the moon, and Tuesday belongs to Mars, and Wednesday to Mercury, Thursday to Jupiter, Friday to Venus, and Saturday to Saturn. Now each day is also broken up into hours, and every hour within every day has a different planet associated with it. Now, there is a way of calculating these, but today it's really unnecessary to go through all these calculations. Although not difficult, it's much easier to download a free app on iOS or Android that will do that work for you. So the idea is you will choose a planet that you wish to work with, and you'll choose it by looking at the various correspondences and see which ones match up with the work you wish to complete. And here is a list for some of the various intentions. And if I can find a reference to some of the books that I recommended in one or two of the other videos I've done on a similar subject, I'll put those up here as well. So the next thing you do is to work out the timing for your ritual. And you do that by looking at the day and the hour assigned to that specific planet that you've chosen. The next step is to plan the ritual. And as part of the ritual, you will need to use some of the correspondences you feel important to the work you're trying to accomplish. Now, the Kabbalah also has incorporated into it this system of planetary magic, and it uses the same correspondences. And I've done some work on that before, and I have a whole set of resources. So for all those of you that would like to put this system to the test and dig in a little bit deeper, I'll put a link to a playlist down below. And in that playlist, you'll find a set of videos, one for each planet. And now, it doesn't just tell you about the correspondences, but it's been designed so that it can be used as a part of the ritual. So it's got all the symbolism, all the coloration, and all the music that's considered to be appropriate to that planet. And there's another video I did a little while ago, and it's called A Quick Start Guide to Magic with the Kabbalah. And in that video, I set out a template to create a ritual. So, for those of you that are pretty new to this and not familiar with creating your own rituals, I suggest you go and have a look at that one. Now, it's a video I did quite a while ago, and the sound is not too good, so just bear with me on that. I think it's one I'll have to remake again at some point in time. It was one of the first I did, so. But the information's good. So I hope you've all found it interesting and there's something there for you to explore in planetary magic. And if you have enjoyed the video, then give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe even, and I'll see you again on the next one.